Hi everyone, today's the 25th of February 2025. Okay, welcome to Authentic Ingenuity Entrepreneur. My name is Mina Crichton. I'm the narrator of my YouTube channel and this clip and anything to do about myself on my Facebook page. Okay, so before I carry on, starting off with an introduction, just keep in mind that I'm currently in a lockout situation. Historically, that is quite evidential on everything to do with myself. So I'm dealing with my personal property, which is my entity as an individual, and everything else about myself, my facts, and coming live, and also me disclosing information about my private and professional life, referring to my court case, which I feel is very relevant at this point in time with everything that I'm going through and with this new age system that everyone is subject to. So just keep in mind that anyone who's going through exactly what I'm going through, if you can identify the things that you're going through with what I'm going through, it's very likely you may be in a lockout situation, and everything is unlawful, meaning that the laws don't work, and it's very likely the people you are talking to are not telling you the truth. They're making up their own laws using their jobs, but on the outside of here, I've put everything red. I couldn't really fit every single law in the criminal jurisdiction that actually falls on my case, but these are just some of the laws, that I've described in plain English so everyone can see the seriousness of my case. But these things are definitely adhered in regards to my case. Okay, so today I'll be talking about my personal journey in regards to one of my court cases, because I feel this is relevant because that's currently pending in court and I'm waiting for an order to be made. Given the length of time that I've consistently been doing this court case, and I've won every single one of them, to be totally honest, legally by law, but I've gone through intense persecution, personal torment, and torture, you name it. It's all part of the project that I've been subject to secretly. The whole idea is to kill somebody slowly. I've got to say things as it is, even though the words sounds quite they're quite serious words, but you can't water down serious violent offences, and that's where my case actually falls. So here is just a little graph of the cases that first started going back to July 16. I've been definitely used for money laundering and all kinds of other things without my consent, and I've been treated like the invisible human being with no rights or anything else, and other people have been controlling and manipulating my set of circumstances without my permission. So that actually means that my independent civil rights as a human being has been taken away from me, and everything about myself, a duplicate has been used to divert my energy and everything else positive, and then they're living the life from somebody else, the benefit of somebody else's energy, somebody else's intellectual property, and all their ideas. And this is, if you've been watching the last video clip, I've been using Henry Cavill and myself's relationship as a very good example of fraud and public deception linking to our private life and to the government and the court cases. So on this channel, you will find it's me. I'm the original person. I'm a bit of an amateur when it comes to video recording and stuff. So nothing like everything I've done, I've just done from using my phone and just me speaking in my own in my own words, expressing whatever it is the topic I'm talking about. But it's basically, it is all about myself and my entity and my identity, my personal testimony, my own, so that becomes my property of who I am. So I'm just basically just taking ownership, what actually legally by law belongs to myself and personally, which is my personal journey. So if you've been watching all the other YouTube, all the other channels, basically it's a definite case of slavery or slave-like New Age system. So I'm a survivor of it, and I am actually the original. So basically the slave-like system, the originals are they're the ones who are being incarcerated. So you can actually be incarcerated while you're working. You could be incarcerated, and even in your own home, and your whole family could be, be glued to people who are animating or inanimating you. So you should know that by now. But for those that that's new on board watching this clip, it is the modern day word for it is using a substitute or subway. It's absolutely 100% illegal for many reasons. There's nothing in law that actually condones or allow that kind of system or anyone to invade your privacy in that way without your permission. So I'm just using posts just to describe of everything you will go through. You will basically end up losing everything you own personally. I'm lucky to even survive what I'm going through even now this long. But it is very serious and it's very dangerous. And like I said, it can happen to anyone, and it's more dangerous if the laws don't work, and that's exactly what's happened to me. So all the little the words and the paragraphs, or or the pictures, this describes of the kind of alliance or public scrutiny that you're up against. It's really serious. It's very, very serious. So don't ignore the signs. I like to modernize or visualize for people that are who don't have an understanding in regards to the laws and indirect crimes or psychological and mental abuse crimes, because they're things that are done secretly by people with the intent, the motive and intent to hurt you, to sabotage, to steal, whatever it is they can. But if you have time, I've put these two photos or these two pictures of two programs that would actually describe what eventually happens when you don't, and the laws don't work. Like this one here, the Hunger Games. It's quite evident that I've been used for games globally, historically, without my permission. This game is actually a very good example where the people are being broken up in districts, and then other people are actually controlling your set of circumstances. And unfortunately, the reality is division does take place because people end up turning on each other, and then people go through so much on their own. There's a lot of suffering involved, and people's mental health has been interfered with and all the rest of it. And so this game is actually really good to describe what I have suffered alone by myself. And there is no laws in this game, and whoever wins, they get the price at the end of it. And they've used relationship scams for what they've done to me, and it's quite evidential now globally how the game works. The thing is, the originals, if you are very sheltered and you have no idea of the massive changes as far as the technology world and everything, you are an easy target. The thing is, they can attack you anytime without notice. But this is the New Age system globally, and they are coding people. The game is real people die, okay, and they are using their jobs, meaning the government is aware of this game. Maybe not everybody. I don't want to speak for anyone individually or anything. I'm just talking from my own personal experience of what I've gone through. Um, however, it is a dangerous game, and this film here basically describes how it is in, where just by using the cameras and everyone being under tight monitoring, whatever it is, it's the people behind the scene who are the ones that doing, whatever they're doing behind the scene, the motive and the intent is involved, whether it's good or evil. This one here, I thought, well, I've watched it myself, and this is a very good example of those people that may be locked out for the very reason, you eventually it's, will be a very sad ending. The whole expectation is after they use people, they do murder them. And yeah, so this here is, it's a very good example of this whole new age modern technology game that is global, and they're just coding each other. But if you can gather enough evidence, like my case definitely falls under the crimes against humanity, which is very easy for me to actually, prove in court, or if anything, if I don't make it, it's very easy for a competent Crown lawyer to pick up my case and prosecute everyone. So this here is that they are using the call centres, and they are blocked. We are blocked, or I have been blocked. So historically, like when patterns repeat themselves, sometimes it triggers your mental health, because there's a lot of pain and suffering involved because of the negligence. There's no relief, and the abuse is intentional, mentally, psychologically. The whole intent is to hurt you, and then they just taking. Okay, so the people are, like, you apply for your applications, and if they don't come back the positive ways, because you're blacklisted. So I can now verify and confirm my case has been a historical blacklisted game, and also I've been on a black market where different people have tried to sell me or buy me without my permission, and that's actually illegal. I'm not for sale. I'm a human being, so I'm basically just contesting everything to do with what I've gone through legally in court. But I recommend these programs that might help you just to get a little bit of idea what my video clip is all about. It might help you understand it too. All right, hang on a moment. Um, all right. Um, Um, Alright, I'm just gonna. And I'm quite. What's the time? Alright, just keeping an eye on my time. Okay, so the misuse of devices, I know people have been intimately recording me, intimately stealing my information without my consent. And yeah, it's been quite horrific on my part. So there's a clear case of violation of a person's privacy, and it's illegal. So so I hope you get a clear understanding now that because I am the victim, okay, and I have been all these years making everybody else the criminal, because I have minded my own business, and people are just helping themselves in using me for human trafficking without my consent. So legally, by law, people have put myself at risk and interference. That is 10 years imprisonment. Okay. So this applies to any victim of crimes. Henry Cavill is a victim. I know we both hate that word, but that is the reality. It has nothing to do with what we did. It has everything to do to the offenders who did the offence on us. So it's nothing to be ashamed of, but that is the truth. So the offender is the criminal, and that's really easy to prove legally. So victims, if you ill-treat them, like if you treat them bad or have an ill will, and that's what's taken place in my case historically. Ill will has taken place. A very evil spirit trying to make me kill myself. Words cannot describe the pain and the suffering they have put me through personally. Okay, I mean, come on, no one is ever born in this life to make a career of being, of suffering, pain and suffering, let alone using my my religious, like, because I'm a Christian, other cultures and other religions have done that intentionally to Christians. I'm sorry, that's not acceptable behavior either. Those days are gone. When they did that to Jesus 2,000 years ago or more, these laws did not exist. Okay, but these laws, they exist, and now I'm using it because it shouldn't be happening. But people have used my cultural belief as an excuse to do what they're doing, and others, it's quite clear, others have just taken advantage of the fact and gone too far. That's the reality. All right, so today I'm going to be talking about my case to do with New Zealand Police. Okay, so the case is New Zealand Police, an independent conduct authority, and I have actually won the case, so I'm just waiting for the result of that. But because, like every other cases, has been sabotaged, I feel I need to keep the evidence in the moment, because they keep stealing. And it hasn't gone in my favor. I believe this is where the public secret societies are taking advantage of somebody and secretly breaking all the laws for the purpose to steal. Okay, that's very evidential, right? So both of these body corporates have been served. And I did have the hearing. I know I've got other clips already mentioned about it. Okay, so the sad thing, what I have found with my case has been totally unfair, is that they've used different judges, different registrar, and nothing about me. They have had no respect for my private data, my private anything, but they have secretly exploited me for the purpose of the game. Okay, so the whole idea is secretly breaking the law. So this here is the New Zealand police. Okay, these are the people in the case. This person is no longer the case officer. They keep changing case officers. Okay, so what's happening here? Oh, that's just a correspondence. Okay, so here we have Crown. This is the Crown. Oops, let's undo that. So here we have the Crown for my cases. Okay. Just hold on a moment. Okay, so we have here a memorandum with the plaintiff. Oh, it's a memorandum minute of Judge. I made a response to Judge Lester's minute. So already there was total, I think maybe 3 judges involved in this case. They've prolonged everything, which is a massive concern on its own. Okay. And so I submitted affidavit of proof to prove that that the defendant in this matter, which is New Zealand Police, has been served. Okay, and unfortunately the reality is, guys, the reason why I have to do this is because I'm doing this on my own. Okay, they've contaminated my whole environment. So when I actually do go out, the public are sticking up for the defendants in my case, and that this is where the organised crime come in, where the gangs are involved and the members of the public are using their cars, but they're doing it for the purpose to stick up for the defendants who have broken the law in my case. Okay, so I have a reason to believe, because the relationship scams are linked to people in my cases, okay, and that's illegal. It's treason, okay, treason's definitely committed. So you can understand why I have to do this, keep this in the moment, because I believe this is what they've been doing to me secretly, but I wasn't, confident, or actually, basically I wasn't, fully aware of everything that I was going through. But yeah, so it's quite evidential that I did serve the New Zealand Police in my local police station, and because that's the only thing that the police is contesting, is that they didn't get the documents, but they did. It's just that I was subject to cybercrime, people blocking me. My whole everything was contaminated by, everyone was an alliance to stop me from going forward, and they were secretly stealing. So that's the kind of life I've had to put up with alone. And unfortunately it does link to the government, but I did serve the guy. His name is Warren, and I served him, and I gave him the information, and then I told him that I was trying to serve New Zealand police, and if he could scan the documents to his head office. I even asked for the head office's email and scan addresses, and they won't even give that over the counter. I mean, this is what everyone is doing, which is, where is the fairness in that? But that's a clear case of a very serious situation for myself. So I did go and get a sworn affidavit that I did serve him. I can identify him. I actually had to go back into to New Lynn Police because I had to verify my driver's license, and he did it, but I didn't say anything. I just recognized him. So I did an affidavit of service to the court to prove that the New Zealand Police and Independent Code of Conduct have both been served. And if you want to know more evidence about the case, I've already put that on social media. But the threats that I go through, and I know my family is under scrutiny too at times and is at risk, because that's who they are threatening, or anybody like who's going through what I'm going through. This is where the gangs are coming in, and they are trying to help, these people keep their job, or for the judge not to make an order because that means defeat, and they will be fined. But I don't know how the criminal crown can actually charge them for very serious criminal offences, because my case is that serious. But yeah, so this is the reason why I'm doing this, is because of this court case. I did go to court on I went to Waitakere District Court, and then I went to the High Court on the 3rd of December. This is the day that I got really, because I've been getting treated really bad by the courts, where they have, have not cooperated, or they've locked me out and either not tell me the truth. So on that particular day, I went to Waitakere District Court. And I think there was another day, I actually put an official complaint about that. I'm sure I've already put that on social media. And then they abused me publicly. I felt that they were trying to create evidence that I'm difficult kind of a person, but they're actually tormenting and persecuting me under the naked eye of the camera. That is intentional. So I did put a formal complaint about that, but I'm still having hacking problems. So I don't know who's behind that, whether the gangs are, but it is a global commonwealth, and this is I'm suffering everything of a global racial discrimination and people personally persecuting me by myself, hacking and stealing information and sabotaging. Okay, but it is linking to my court cases. That's the truth of it. So these people are also hacking into, like when I apply for applications, they're receiving my application and they're doing nothing about it. So this goes back to when I lost my personal privacy. It hasn't changed. So what I'm saying, while I was working for my employer, what I'm going through right now has not changed. It's exactly the same pattern of people secretly conspiring to steal and switch. Okay, so this here was on the Wednesday, the 30th of October 2024 was the actual official hearing at the courts. So this was the case officer, was copied. So what I'm finding, unfortunately, is the Crown is cheating, okay? They are cheating. Okay, so this here, excuse me, I was going through this. So I'm going through the same case. This is a real life case you're all witnessing, okay? So the case is against New Zealand Police and Independent Police Code of Conduct. They were both served. Both of them are served, so an order needs to be made for both of them. This here is a minute of Associate Judge Gardner. And yeah, so I won't read it. Okay, so that's one of the judges that was actually involved. So we had Judge Lister, now we've got Judge Gardner, so they're using different judges. And then here we've got, whose is this? Oh yeah, this is still Judge Gardner. Okay, to do with New Zealand Police. So Judge Gardner actually set down a hearing right here. How's this go? Yeah, right here on the 30th. I mean, that's a long time. Okay, that's a very long time, and I'm waiting for a decision. I'm interacting with them, and then I actually went in and officially served another memo to find out what's going on. But they are cheating. They don't want to compensate me. Okay, they don't want to finalise the case. So on the 30th of what date was it? 30th of October, we had the hearing, okay, and I had a original of the plaintiff's synopsis of argument. So I did go through all that. I covered every single point. And if you watch my other video clips on the New Zealand Police, I think I've already run everybody through, okay. I have won the case. I know that because the defendants had no case to answer is the terminology. They had no evidence. And so this is our current court register. But I've been watching TV and I've picked up that they are tipping off the public every time a judge has to do an order. And this is where the sabotaging is happening, but they're actually stealing at the same time. Okay? I mean, the hearing was in October, and now it's going on to March, 4 months. That's a very long time for a case for the judge to make a judgment. And so all I can do is just wait, and that's what I'm waiting for, is for the judge to actually make an order. Okay, so my case is definitely, what's happened to me is invasion of privacy. It's global. I'm being monitored by somebody global, so our government needs to find out how all this is happening, because this is not safe for anybody, okay? But they are stealing everything. They're stealing my work. They're hacking into my emails. They're deleting my emails without my permission. And this is how they're winning. They're helping those in my court cases to win and steal. And then I know there are other times I've caught them out where they've broken the law, and then they try and, that's another reason why they're sabotaging, because they know that they've all broken the law. But it's a clear case of invasion of privacy. What's happened between me and Henry, because we're talking about internal corruption, okay, and this is where the Commonwealth, where, they're labelling victims, whatever nationality they are labouring them or tagging them with their country name. So all the other countries are like seeing it like a Commonwealth game to destroy and attack one single person who is actually the rightful owner of all their own hard work, the entity, and what's rightfully theirs legally. So I hope you get the game. All right, that's what I've been subject to historically. So the game, unfortunately, and I must say it as it is, it's been horrific, because I felt that all the Māoris have ganged up on me, all the extremists, okay? Because I've got my Maori friends, and I'm talking about all the extremists in different cultures and different countries have all secretly worked together and attack me, and they are using other women or other men as part of the game. Okay, historically. So, like, I know when this actually first started, when it first started happening to me, I knew it was what I was going through was serious, real serious, and I couldn't even tell anybody because they wouldn't understand where I'm coming from, because they wouldn't understand unless you had my kind of a mindset and worked with the kind of the people like in my caliber. Okay, so, but I knew I was trapped in a criminal alliance of, being micromanaged by the public, people using their jobs, and then the gangs making their threats indirectly. Other cultures and other religions have all participated in the alliance of trying to destroy and kill one person. Okay, unfortunately, there's been a lot of loss, but it's the worst kind of hostile takeover of taking over somebody's life, property, and just taking out their life in general. But when I was going through it, I was like, how do I explain? I needed help. I knew I was trapped. I knew the people within my space were not what they were doing was staged. Okay, I felt it. I knew it. But yeah, it's now there's clear evidence of that on my profile. Okay, so there's definite stalking and definite breach of privacy. Okay, so the whole idea is to sabotage everything and anything, and quite clearly, it doesn't matter how they sabotage it. If you abuse somebody like they have done me, you're still breaking the law, and people can be charged for espionage, which is very likely to happen in my case. But the way they're doing what they're doing is that they're sabotaging my case because they want to steal my money, like they did with Unison Dance Crew, where they pinned me down. They stole my identity. I was the only person. I was the person who legalized it, and then they stole my identity, and then they pinned me down while they live it up. Because that's what they're doing. They're stealing people's idea and anything monetary. Yes, and everyone is involved. Your families and friends are involved because everyone wants to have a piece of the pie or whatever they want to call it. But they are actually using these people to block the individual, the real people, from going forward and advancing. And they're not actually gaining any benefit from all the hard work. They're the ones who actually are in danger of being murdered. So that is how the game works, and it's dangerous because it can turn on anybody at any point of time. Okay, guys, so I think I will end it there now with this in the moment evidence to do with my court case. I'm really concerned about it because I'm doing everything right, and it's quite clear that people are just retrieving my information and and I've been pinned down while they're stealing off me. So, but I believe in justice. Yes, I believe in forgive, but hello, I don't believe in people getting away with committing very serious crimes like conspiracy to commit murder, tax evasion, and or even anything. Discrimination is illegal. So I'm just going with it, and I hope this video help you with your situation. But the blockout is definitely intentional. It's definitely the New Age system. People are locking people out as part of the game to steal. Okay, it's a very unfair global game, and yeah, so it can happen to anyone.